Self-awareness. Are you aware of your true self? Do you know who you are? What will you say, Saman? Yes. Speak, give your answer. Do you have ears? It is the soul. But which two souls? Baba emphasizes that it is essential to know and accept him exactly as he is, in his true form and nature, without making any alterations or modifications whatsoever. Then walk on that path. A precious child, this message is meant for the soul as well. And for Baba as well, it's important to understand who he is and what his nature is. So what thoughts arise in our minds regarding this matter? Who exactly is he and what is his nature? So when we contemplate this, what specific words or thoughts come to our mind? To truly grasp both who someone is and what their nature entails, it is essential to specify two particular words. By doing so, one can understand that knowing things as they genuinely are is referred to as perceiving them in their authentic form without any distortions. So this was about understanding who. First, explain to yourself what it truly means to know. In the form of light, there exists a point, and this point is inherently benevolent and auspicious. This is a good thing, as the term benevolent is indeed a very elevated and significant word. However, how exactly does he bring about such benevolence and prosperity? To fully grasp his greatness, we must incorporate 5 or 6 key terms in his praise, ensuring his benevolent actions are clearly understood and appreciated. So we often ask ourselves, who am I really? Therefore, you might all acknowledge that I am not merely a body. Rather, I am a soul. In this sense, every soul is part of the universal collective of souls. What kind of soul are we? What do we know about ourselves? About what kind of soul I am? Yes. What? Are you referring to a peaceful soul? All right. Can you tell me which type of soul I am? I am a soul of peace. I am of a pure form, embodying both bliss and power in my essence. I am a divine soul, a deity soul, filled with spiritual energy. I am victorious. Nevertheless, it's important to recognize your path by understanding the soul's role within the world drama, and based on that, determine which soul you are. From the beginning to the end, I am the soul that embodies the hero's role in this world drama. This expression is significant because we are versatile souls, each portraying the hero in this grand performance. My role in the world drama is that of a leading character, playing a pivotal part in the grand scheme. We children are not ordinary participants. Amidst the multitude of ordinary people, we look upon our destiny. What is our destiny, and how do we perceive ourselves in the grand scheme of things, understanding that we are indeed the divine children of God? God himself declares that this is indeed his family. This implies that when we contemplate deeply, we recognize that being part of God's family is akin to belonging to a royal lineage, where members take pride in their noble heritage. Just as those from royal households cherish their prestigious connections, we too should understand and value our divine association with God's family. We are members of the royal family of Jodhpur, and whenever their grand assemblies are held, you will find his sister, her husband, the aunt, and her spouse all present there, which signifies that they are all integral members of the family. In a similar way, this exemplifies the divine family of God. Present. Yours. We present to you even in the present day, Baba continues to provide us with his nurturing and sustenance, reminiscent of the care he offered during his physical incarnation. I am a soul that belongs to the divine family of God, And within the grand scheme of this entire world drama, I possess the highest fortune with every breath I take. No one else has such a high fortune. The religious fathers have passed. The deities, who are considered to be great souls, did not have their fortune valued at that time. However, the true value of fortune is recognized in this current time. At this moment, we are recognized as the divine lineage of God. At this time, we are impure souls who have completed our journey of degradation and fallen into impurity. Now we are those very impure souls who have been born anew from the divine words spoken by the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul. It is also fitting to refer to the souls of the Sun Dynasty lineage as the foremost jewels, the most ancient and precious treasures of the Supreme Soul, who are indeed the Brahmins that have emerged from the mouth of Brahma. Within these words resides our wisdom, and within these words, our practice of yoga. What does knowledge entail? It signifies having a thorough recognition of your spiritual journey. And yoga means remaining in that same strength, in that elevated state, and applying it in your daily life. We must deeply instill in our minds the unshakable belief that we are children of the divine, and we play our parts in connection with God. We are living our lives solely for the purpose of serving God, and not just for our own sustenance and needs. Our existence is dedicated to the service of God, and in this service, we become the very arms of God. Here, the practice of Raj Yoga is imparted. So Raj Yoga is not something we can limit to just 1 hour or 2 hours or even 4 hours in a day. We are not yogis who practice for only 8 hours either, because being a yogi is about embracing an entire way of life that extends beyond just a few hours of practice. Have we become one with God? Or has our life become that of a yogi? A worldly life exists in the entire world. Throughout the day, they are engrossed in tending to the 5 elements. They focus on how to adorn them, how to nourish them, and what actions to avoid for their sake. Their entire attention remains fixed on the physical body all day long, because they place importance on the body. They keep looking at everyone. It's very beautiful. I also want to become as beautiful as them. Their dress is very nice. I will get a dress like that too. They are wearing a very nice watch. Yes, these sandals are very nice. This person has a particular affinity for certain things, but the question is, with whom do they practice their yoga? Along with the riches and the 5 elements and the 5 physical components. This body, you see, is made up of the 5 elements. It is understood by everyone that the sky is empty within. This is hollow, and it is often referred to as a hollow shell. This is the sky, and we are moving with the support of air, which allows us to breathe. There is fire in the stomach where food gets cooked, and although we do not light a fire ourselves, there is a natural fire that cooks the food once we put it in. Following the fire, there is water, but water cannot soak completely. Perspiration is also released. The combination of fire, water, and earth elements forms the body. Place this whole entity under the sun. So, observe how it gradually transforms over time, witnessing its changes after 4 days, 5 days, or even 10 days to see how its appearance evolves. People engage in rituals venerating the spirits of the 5 elements. They admire their bodies because they find them beautiful, and they love their physical forms. They hold themselves in high esteem and regard others' bodies as their own. This is their way of practicing yoga. In this way, people all over the world are attached to their physical bodies. They worship their bodies to such an extent that all their relationships and connections are intertwined with this bodily attachment. This is my uncle, this is my paternal uncle, this is my own brother, this is my mother. This is what I want to convey. Throughout the day, our minds are constantly engaged with various relationships and responsibilities. Both opulence and individuals are connected through yoga. There is also a connection with material wealth. Since there is a bond with the country, wealth becomes necessary. You need specific attire, certain jewelry, a particular place, and a grand bungalow. Thus, the entire world's connection is intertwined with the 5 elements. We are surrounded by the 5 elements, and Baba has explained to us that these elements are lifeless and inert. However, you, my dear children, are conscious and radiant souls, filled with divine light. So Baba gave a complete introduction of the soul. Then, along with giving an introduction of the soul, Baba also provided an introduction of himself. Then embraced them as my own, that you belong to me. Now, once again, I remind you with all my heart, you have been with me before, you are with me now, and you will continue to be with me in the future. And ultimately, you all must return to me.